Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Kringle Candle Velvet Fig. Now, this is one of the 6 new fragrances that were released a couple of weeks ago in their fall 2025 lineup. Before I get into this review, I do want to disclose that this candle was sent to me in PR by the brand, but you guys know if you've been with me any length of time, I keep it real with you guys. And Kringle, I would say with both brands that I have affiliations with, I know that some people think like, oh, you're not going to say anything harsh or anything bad about the brand because then they'll stop sending PR. That has actually not been my experience at all with any brands. I'm saying that because this week and next week, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of Kringle reviews from me. Some of those are going to be good, others maybe not so good. But one of the things that I did just want to make it very clear is that I've been affiliated with Kringle and Homeworks for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years. And neither brand ever tells us what we need to say, nor do they quote unquote punish ambassadors if we speak negatively about candles. They both just appreciate the feedback and that's where they go. So anyways, just wanted to put that there up front, but this candle was sent to me in PR. So let's go ahead and talk about this fragrance because this has been probably my biggest surprise from the fall lineup. You're going to kind of guess, kind of where this review is going. But let's go ahead and talk about the vessel in and of itself that I am reviewing right here. This is one of their large 2-wick vessels. This is also available in their 4-wick extra large format, as well as daylights and wax melts. This particular candle that you're looking at right here is a 2-wick, 22 ounces of 100% white soy wax. Let's see what else. It retails for $31. And again, we've got this beautiful photographic label right here of some figs. It looks like on a cutting board, and really, really, really pretty imagery there. I think it's kind of a nice, kind of like neutral, somewhat fall take here. This specific candle has a pour date of April 15th, 2025. Fragrance notes on Velvet Fig. Top notes, sweet and cognac. Mid notes, creamy, ripe fig. Base notes of amber, tonka, and woods. All right, so if you happen to have caught my cold sniff impressions video when these 6 candles were launched, I uploaded that video a couple of weeks ago. I actually, when I did my ranking, said that this one was surprisingly my #1 fragrance from the launch. Has my opinion changed on that? No. This is actually still my favorite fragrance from this fall launch. Now, I will say, for me personally, I feel like this fall lineup is more of a summer to fall transitional fragrance lineup. None of these fragrances, with the exception of one, really scream quote unquote fall to me. And this one I actually think is perfect for this time of year where I am feeling over summer. I'm feeling over all of the tropical citrus, all of that, but I'm not yet ready for all of the pumpkin and spice and apple fragrances. This has been a really nice change up. My nose detects with this candle. It definitely has a creaminess to it. Ripe fig is definitely noticeable there. The other thing that they say is a top note there is cognac, but I would say that the cognac note, um, it lends it lends a little bit of like sweetness to it, but there's no booziness to this. Like this is nowhere near the level of booziness. If you happen to have had last year in the Halloween collection, there was a candle called Thirst, and that one had a very heavy boozy cognac note to it. That this is like a tenth of like what Thirst was in terms of that cognac note. This is not a boozy fragrance at all. And then it says it has a base note of amber, tonka, and woods, which would lend to me a little bit of a spoiler alert. There is a Halloween candle for the 2025 Part 1 launch that I'm going to have a review on this week that also has some of those fragrance notes in its base. That one comes across a little bit more woody to me, but we'll talk about that when we get to that review. This one to me is definitely this is kind of a tricky one because I would categorize this as a gourmand but it's not like how would I put it? Like maybe like a fruity soft, gourmand that might have a little bit of element of perfuminess to it. That's the best way that I could describe it. But again, it's not overly perfumey, especially if you're looking at that base note of amber there. I think the amber is just lending a little bit of warmth to it. But this fragrance, I would say overall, what I get, this is a creamy fig type of note. It's very beautifully done. It's unique. It's not a fragrance that I've smelled quite often, which I feel like is keeping in line with Kringle's identity of being a brand that leans a little bit more towards the conceptual. I really, really like this fragrance a lot. Creamy fig, tiny hint of cognac there at the top that lends a little bit of sweetness, no booziness. This one, like I said, it is still my favorite fragrance out of the 6 fall fragrances. Really, really nicely done, and I've really been enjoying burning it this time of year. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So we're going to go ahead and turn this around. I have actually had this candle lit for almost 6 hours now, you guys. I've been got a little bit distracted this morning doing some housework, but you can see right now, I'm going to go ahead and move this up a little bit more. I have mentioned in some of the in the reviews that I did yesterday, the Vancouver Cabin and the Rosewood and Vetiver candles, that one of them was getting longer wicks. I think it was the Vancouver Cabin, but the Rosewood and Vetiver didn't. This one does get a little bit longer wicks, and I'm not sure if you can really see it through the camera lens there, but there is a little bit of soot coming off of them. Now, granted, I have been burning this for 6 hours. I would say that this is another one of those candles that if you want to avoid the sooting, probably after 3 hours, extinguish the wicks, trim them, and then you can relight them if you want to continue to enjoy the fragrance. But otherwise, you can probably see that, I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but here in real life, you can see a little bit of soot accruing here around the top. Again, it's not an overly sooty candle. It can be rectified by watching those wicks, but I did just want to let you guys know that that is something that I am noticing with this candle. I think that it might be, I don't know if I don't think Kringle is necessarily experimenting with wicks again, but I do think that maybe there are different wick styles that they use with certain fragrance oils to maybe get a little bit more oomph out of them, or an attempt to get more oomph. I don't know. I don't know necessarily all of the candle science there, but I did want to make that be known. Strength and throw of this candle. Okay, here's the thing with this one. I'm going to give the throw on this is about a 7 for me overall. Strength is around a 6. I would like this candle to be a little bit stronger, which is why my theory is that they're using some wicks on here that are burning a little bit hotter in a hope that it will heat up the wax a little bit more to get more oomph out of it. But for me personally, this one performs better in a closed concept room than the open concept. Now, I can smell it out in my open concept when I put it out there, which is why I'm going to give the throw about a 7. But I want it to be a little bit stronger, and it does take a little bit longer when I have it in the open concept for me to start smelling it. I feel like this one has to be burning for about an hour before I start to detect it in an open concept, whereas that time is about cut in half when I'm burning it in my closed concept master bedroom. So that is something that you might want to be aware of. My hope is that if I were to purchase this candle in a 4-wick, I would be curious to see if there is some extra strength and throw with that, because I have had the experience now with 2 other candles from Kringle, the rosemary lemon, as well as the what was it? Sea salt and Tonka. I had previously had versions of that candle in this 2-wick format where I felt like the strength and throw needed some extra oomph. And then when I purchased them in the 4-wick format, I found that I got a better performance for my home in that one. So I will just put that out there, that if you happen to purchase this candle in the daylights or wax melts and you really like it, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. With a lot of these, I would say with most of this fall collection, because they all lean pretty conceptual, even the apple rum cake has some boozy notes to it, although I will have my review up on that one in a couple of days for you guys. My opinion is that unless you know that you love fig fragrances, my opinion would be to get these in like a daylight or a wax melt. Maybe throw some of those into your cart when, if you're going to plan to shop the Halloween release. If you happen to like the fragrance in those formats, you get it in and you're like, oh yeah, I would like this in a full-size format, be aware that this 2-wick will probably suit you well if you have a closed concept, smaller style of home, but the 4-wick, if you have an open concept, would probably be the better route to go with this fragrance. But overall, you guys, do I give this fragrance 2 thumbs up? Yes, I do. Just be aware of the different formats that you can get it available in and make adjustments for your room sizes that you plan to burn it in. This is the fragrance that I actually could see myself repurchasing because it's just unique. I like I have an appreciation for some fragrances that are a little bit more unique, and this is actually pairing very nicely with 2 of the other Halloween candles. I hope to have the reviews up tomorrow for you guys of the 2 Halloween candles, but I will just tell you right now, if you like this fragrance, if you're wanting a Halloween candle to pair with it, the Chest of Chaos is pairing nicely with this, as well as Killer Clown. So, I'll have reviews up for those tomorrow, but did just want to let you guys know that this one I actually surprisingly really, really enjoy. I do have an affiliate discount code with Kringle if you are interested in purchasing this candle or any of the Halloween ones coming up next week in the launch. My code is Katie15. It will save you 15% off of your purchase over there. It is eligible for a commission, so please only use that if you are comfortable doing so. But yeah, you guys, this one still my favorite out of the fall launch. I think that they did a really good job on this one. Like I said, want a little bit more strength and throw for my home, but this one I'll still be pretty satisfied with burning in my bedroom for this go around. So let me know in the comment section down below if you've purchased this one. What are your thoughts? Do you like fig fragrances? I feel like fig fragrances are not always they're not always readily available. I mean, they're there, but they're definitely not a popular. They're not as popular as some other fruits, I should say. So anyways, you guys, please hit thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.